Did you know that nearly 50% of high school students in the US report being chronically disengaged with school? That's half of all students feeling disconnected from the very system that's supposed to prepare them for life. And it's not just here, around the world, education systems are struggling to keep up with the pace of change. In fact, the World Economic Forum says that by 2025, 50% of all employees will need reskilling due to technology changes. Yet, most schools still focus on outdated methods that don't prepare students for this fast-evolving world. So, what's wrong? Why isn't the current education system working? Is it possible to fix it? In this video, we'll explore fresh ideas to revamp the education system, ideas that go beyond the usual complaints. We'll dive into how personalized learning, lifelong skills, and innovative teaching methods can create a system that truly prepares students for the future. Get ready for surprising insights, shocking stats, and a new perspective on how we can fix the system, together. Stay tuned. Chapter 1. Breaking the Mold. Rethinking traditional education. The current education system has been around for centuries, yet it's still built on methods from the industrial era. Schools were designed to churn out workers for factories, and this approach hasn't changed much since then. According to a 2019 report by McKinsey & Company, students in traditional schools often struggle with a lack of personalized learning. The one-size-fits-all method leaves many students feeling bored or disconnected. It's time to rethink this model. Personalized learning can be a game-changer. Instead of forcing all students to learn at the same pace, teachers can adapt lessons to fit individual needs. A study by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation found that students who experienced personalized learning outperformed their peers in both reading and math. By using technology, teachers can track students' progress and provide targeted feedback. This shift would allow students to move ahead when they're ready, not just when the class does. Students should also have the freedom to explore their interests. When we let kids focus on their passions, they're more likely to stay engaged and curious. Imagine a classroom where students aren't just learning from textbooks, but also by solving real-world problems. This approach not only makes learning fun but also prepares them for the challenges they'll face in life and careers. Think about a school day where students can choose from a variety of subjects based on their strengths and interests. If a student loves art but struggles with math, they could spend more time developing their creative skills. The future of education isn't about rigid curriculums, it's about fostering a love of learning. Chapter 2. Beyond Grades. Shifting the focus to lifelong learning. Grades are the currency of the current education system, but should they be? Studies show that an overemphasis on grades can lead to stress, anxiety, and a fixed mindset. According to a report from the American Psychological Association, 61% of students report feeling stressed about grades. This anxiety often causes students to focus more on memorizing information for tests rather than truly understanding the material. What if schools focused less on grades and more on fostering a love of learning? Research from Stanford University has shown that a growth mindset, believing intelligence can grow with effort, leads to better long-term outcomes. When students aren't constantly worried about getting the perfect grade, they can focus on developing skills that last a lifetime. In fact, the World Economic Forum's 2020 report highlighted that skills like problem-solving, collaboration, and adaptability are becoming just as important as academic knowledge. Instead of testing students solely on their ability to recall information, let's test them on their ability to apply knowledge in real-world scenarios. This approach encourages deeper thinking and helps students develop critical thinking skills. Imagine a high school student not just taking a science test, but conducting a real experiment, gathering data, and presenting their findings to the class. This method teaches students how to think, not just what to think. Lifelong learning should be a core principle. It's no longer enough to simply graduate and stop learning. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, 65% of jobs today didn't exist 10 years ago. This means that the skills students need today might be outdated tomorrow. Schools need to prepare students to be adaptable and curious for their entire lives, not just until they walk across the graduation stage. Chapter 3. The Power of Purpose. Educating for meaning. Not just facts. Education should be about more than just memorizing facts. It should teach students how to live meaningful lives. Too often, students ask, "Why do I need to know this?" and don't get a satisfying answer. When education is connected to real-world problems, students can see the value in what they're learning. Research from Harvard University's Project Zero found that when students understand the real-world applications of what they're learning, they're more engaged and motivated. Imagine if history class wasn't just about dates and events, but also about understanding how those events shape our world today. Students could explore how past leaders influenced modern society or how the lessons of history can be applied to current challenges. Purpose-driven education can inspire students to think critically about the world around them. Instead of memorizing facts for the next test, students can ask questions like, how can I use this knowledge to make a difference? Educators can introduce project-based learning, where students work on long-term projects that tie into community needs. This encourages them to think outside the classroom and see how their education can make a tangible impact. A great example of this in action is the big picture learning model, which emphasizes real-world learning experiences. Students in this system often work on internships and projects that tie directly to their interests and community issues. This approach results in students who are not just academically successful but also socially aware and motivated to contribute to society. When students feel like their education has a purpose beyond passing exams, they become more engaged, and their learning becomes much more meaningful. Imagine the difference it would make if every student graduated feeling like they were ready to change the world. That's the power of purpose in education. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content on how to improve the education system. Stay with us as we explore even more ideas for a better tomorrow. Chapter 4. Teachers as mentors. The role of empathy in education. The role of a teacher should go beyond just delivering lessons. Teachers can be mentors who guide students through their personal and academic growth. A report by the National Center for Teacher Quality found that students perform better when teachers form strong, trusting relationships with them. Empathy plays a big part in building those relationships, and when students feel understood, they are more likely to engage and succeed. It's not just about teaching subjects. Teachers should also help students navigate challenges and build emotional resilience. According to a study by the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, CASEL, students who are taught emotional intelligence skills perform better academically and socially. The idea is to help students understand their emotions, set goals, and persevere in the face of difficulties. In today's world, the emotional well-being of students is just as important as their academic performance. Teachers who show empathy create an environment where students feel safe to express themselves and take risks. A study published in the Journal of Educational Psychology found that students who have positive relationships with their teachers tend to be more engaged in class and show greater motivation. Teachers can also model the skills they want to see in their students. When teachers show empathy, vulnerability, and understanding, they teach students to do the same. This creates a cycle of positivity and emotional intelligence that extends beyond the classroom. Imagine a classroom where students not only excel academically but also grow emotionally and socially because their teacher supports their development as whole people. Becoming a mentor doesn't mean giving up academic rigor. In fact, students are more likely to succeed in challenging environments when they feel supported. Research from the American Educational Research Association found that students who have strong emotional and academic support tend to have higher graduation rates. Teachers who act as mentors, offering guidance both inside and outside the classroom, can make a lasting difference in their students' lives. Chapter 5. The Future of Education. Technology as the game changer. Technology is revolutionizing every aspect of our lives, and education is no exception. From online courses to virtual reality simulations, technology can make learning more engaging, interactive, and personalized. According to a report by the National Education Association, technology has the potential to improve student achievement by providing access to resources and learning opportunities that were previously unavailable. One of the most promising aspects of technology is its ability to customize learning for individual students. With AI-powered tools, teachers can track each student's progress in real time and provide tailored feedback. In fact, studies show that students who receive immediate, personalized feedback are more likely to succeed. The use of technology also helps bridge the gap for students who have different learning styles, making education more inclusive. Imagine a classroom where every student can access interactive lessons that adapt to their pace. Tools like Khan Academy and Duolingo are already transforming how students learn subjects like math and languages. These platforms use data to adjust the difficulty of lessons based on student performance, allowing them to progress at their own speed. Virtual reality, VR, is another game changer. Instead of just reading about historical events or scientific concepts, students can experience them firsthand. For example, students can take a virtual field trip to ancient Rome or explore the human body from the inside. VR allows for a level of immersion that textbooks simply cannot provide. According to the Journal of Educational Technology and Society, VR can significantly improve learning outcomes, especially in science and history. However, technology isn't a substitute for great teaching, it's a tool that can enhance the learning experience. A study from the Education Week found that schools that effectively integrate technology into their classrooms see improvements in student engagement, problem-solving skills, and collaboration. When used alongside strong teaching strategies, technology can help students develop skills that are critical for the future job market, such as digital literacy and the ability to collaborate remotely. The key to using technology effectively is training teachers. According to a 2020 report by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, teachers who are well trained in using technology in the classroom are more likely to engage students and improve learning outcomes. Schools need to invest in professional development to ensure that teachers are equipped to use these tools to their fullest potential. Chapter 6. Unleashing Potential. Cultivating a culture of innovation in schools to fix the education system, we must move beyond outdated methods and cultivate a culture of innovation. Too often, schools focus on what's always been done, instead of exploring what could be done better. A culture of innovation encourages students and teachers to take risks, experiment, and think outside the box. According to the Journal of Educational Change, fostering an environment where new ideas are welcomed can lead to better student outcomes and a more dynamic learning environment. Project-based learning is one innovative approach that has been gaining traction. In this model, students work on long-term, interdisciplinary projects that require them to apply their knowledge in real-world scenarios. For example, students might work on a community service project or design a product that solves a current problem. This approach not only makes learning more engaging but also teaches students valuable skills like teamwork, problem-solving, and creativity. Schools that encourage innovation also give students the freedom to explore their interests and passions. According to the National Association for Gifted Children, allowing students to pursue their passions in school can lead to greater motivation and higher academic performance. By providing opportunities for creative expression, we can help students develop critical thinking skills and explore new ideas. Another key aspect of innovation is collaboration. Schools should be places where students, teachers, and even the community work together to create meaningful learning experiences. For example, partnerships with local businesses, universities, and nonprofits can provide students with real-world learning opportunities that are both inspiring and practical. A study by the Center for Responsive Schools found that when students collaborate with others, they are more likely to engage in meaningful learning and develop stronger social skills. The future of education depends on creating an environment where both students and teachers are encouraged to innovate. Teachers should be given the freedom to experiment with new teaching methods, and students should be encouraged to think critically and creatively. A culture of innovation empowers everyone in the education system to take ownership of their learning and strive for continuous improvement. If you're inspired by these ideas and want to help transform education, make sure to subscribe for more on this journey. Together, we can create a brighter future for education.